are. This morning, we're in 2 Timothy, chapter 2, verse 22. Just covering one verse, more than enough information here for us to dive into. So here it is. It says this. Flee also youthful lusts, but pursue righteousness, faith, love, peace with those who call on the Lord out of a pure heart. And so on top of a conversation that Paul is having with Timothy about being clean and being a clean vessel, and that you have a clean vessel be used for stuff that's dirty only to then be used for something that's clean again, there has to be a legitimate change. And he's encouraging Timothy also to encourage believers that they have to flee youthful lusts. And what are youthful lusts? What are the things which you could almost walk into any sort of like high school class and ask these questions? They said, who wants to be a millionaire? Every hand would raise up, right? Who wants to be a movie star? Every hand would go up. Who wants to be a monarch or a king? Every hand would go up. You see, that's the heart of man in its most natural state. And we can see that because even in a youthful setting, in a youthful part of life, those are the things in which we look forward to. Looking around this world and seeing those who have money, those who have fame, those who have power, all those sorts of things, that those are the things that really, stir up the flesh of the heart. And you can find that in every young person. I was out to prove the world wrong. I was going to be the one good thing that came out of little Cripple Creek, Colorado, and demonstrate that I can accomplish more than anybody would ever say that I could accomplish. And that was the pride behind my life, just to be able to prove people wrong. That was that was part of my youthful lust, trying to pursue and seek after things in which I ought not to. And he's saying, listen, you got to walk away from those things. The things of the world that aren't going to really stack up, that aren't really going to matter in the end of the day, right? You can have as much money, but you don't take that with you. You can have as much fame, but you're getting all of the attention and God's getting none of it. You can have all the power, but at the end of the day, you're going to discover that you're really powerless, because it's really God who's going to be moving things according to his perfect will for his perfect purposes. And as much as you think you're going to gain power, you will never have more than the Lord. And so he says there's a better way. And for me, it's like, yes, I need a better way, because you're never going to be satisfied when it comes to lust. The moment that you cross a line in temptation, you have a lust and you cross that line and you get into sin, right? There's going to be something like, okay, well, there's got to be more. There's got to be more. There's got to be more. That's the understanding, and you'll never fully be satisfied. But he says there's a different way. He says, listen, I want you to pursue something else, not these youthful lust things. I want you to pursue righteousness. I want you to pursue faith. I want you to pursue love. I want you to make sure you have peace with men, right? That those are the things in which the Lord is drawing us into, making it a point that our lives are going to be lived in such a way that God would be honored, right? And then you can take a step back and like, okay, well, Jeff, I'm certainly not going to be a millionaire. There's no way I'm going to be famous. And, when I have power or whatever. Well, the problem is that even though we're not going to elevate it to that standard, even in our own hearts and even in our own homes, some of us just love to be king. We love to be served. We love to be the one who's in power and in control and have everything organized to our own capacity, right? And then there's also that sense where if I can get a little more, a little further ahead, a little bit this, a little bit that, and there's always this striving and driving and striving and driving. At the end of the day, right, you get your eyes fixed on yourself and you get them off of the Lord, and you end up running months, years without actually looking, how in the world did I get this far down the road? And it's a reminder reminder, hey, we got to turn back on the road and make sure we're focused on the things that matter. That at the end, I don't have to be king. I don't have to be wealthy. I don't have to have a little bit extra more. What I need to have is I need to have the fruit that the Spirit of God wants to work through me, where my life is lived in such a way that God would be honored, that my faith is on display everywhere that I go, that I love people just as though Jesus would love people, with an incredible servant's heart, that I have a desire to make peace with men with a pure heart, not with false motives, that those things become more and more who and what defines me. And those will be the things when we stand before God, we will be able to hear those mighty words, well done, thy good and faithful servant, right? You have been faithful with little, and therefore you will receive much. Calm and enjoy this eternal peace and purpose that you can have with me. Those are the words that we want to hear. So what should you do? You got to flee the youthful lusts and get your eyes fixed on the things that really, truly matter. I love you guys. Be encouraged, strengthened in the Lord today. Keep your eyes fixed on him, and we will see you tomorrow morning. God